there, boys and girls. Okay, so we are doing one last subject-verb agreement before our quiz tomorrow. And the only two things that I really want to talk about today, because this is all stuff that's review up here, is a compound subject. So compound, we're just like, when I think of the word compound, I think of bringing two things together and like pounding them together. So compound, it means more than one thing put together. So when you put more than one subject together and you use the word and, such as Audrey and her sister. So this is one subject, Audrey. This is another subject, sister. Because there's two of them, even though these are singular subjects, because there's two of them used and is right there, it becomes a plural verb. So we wouldn't say Audrey and her sister plays catch in the field, because that would sound funny. But if we said her sister plays catch in the field, that makes sense. But because you put Audrey in front of it and you have a compound subject, we keep it like a plural verb. So we don't add the S. So if you see the and, don't add the S to the verb. Okay. We've also got compound sentences. So putting more than one sentence together. You have to be careful. So we've got our comma and, which automatically tells us, our comma and right here, that this is a compound sentence. My sister practices basketball and my little brother watches are two separate ideas, right? But because it's got two separate ideas, it's each got a subject and it's each got a verb. Those have to agree. So let's say, for example, we have hang on, I gotta move my red there. Let's say we've got, this is our red line that oh boogers. Here's our red line that separates. Why is it not red? This is our red line that separates the two sentences, okay? On the one side, I'm going to do green on this side. My sisters, because there's more than one, there's no S for practice. So we don't have, this is plural, so we don't add the S. But on the other side of it, it looks like, and I'm going to use purple, my little brother is singular. So because this is singular, we have to add the ES for watches. Just because we've got a plural over here does not mean we keep it plural over here if we have the comma and the and. All right, so that being said, let's dive into the first one. So it says, read each sentence. Write the correct present tense form of the verb in parentheses on the line. So guys, go with what makes sense to you, what sounds right, because typically subject-verb agreement in your natural speech is correct. So it says the firefighters put on their helmets and the helicopter, this is present form, so it didn't lifted off the ground because that would be past tense. So it's either we keep it as lift or we add the S to it. Let's see which one makes most sense. The firefighters put on their helmets and the helicopter lift off the ground. Now, because helicopter is singular, there's only one, that means that this needs to add an S. Lift needs to add an S. So it says that we're supposed to take the word that's in parentheses and rewrite it on the line. So that turns into lifts. Okay? Then it says, talk to another parent or another trusted adult about how firefighters help your community. Write a paragraph about what you learn. Include, here's your first sentence, one compound sentence. So that is the comma and. That's your compound sentence. So I love ice cream, comma, and I love the beach. I love ice cream, comma, and I love the beach. Then edit your work for subject-verb agreement. So make sure all your subject verbs are correct. And this is supposed to be about how your firefighters help your community. Okay, don't forget that paragraphs, we're thinking minimum 3 to 4 sentences here. Make sure they look nice and include your one compound sentence. All right, boys and girls, please ask us if you have any questions before our quiz tomorrow. Goodbye.